and we have to review them budgets. And I mean, if you do a serious job of reviewing them, I mean, it takes a considerable amount of time. The thing that I'm really disappointed in is the fact that all we can do after we review them is make recommendations.
I was going to say, we had talked about that. I had asked you if you'd go through the budget line by line, and you said, one, you don't always have that option because the state determines how much you get. And then two, one of the good things you did say I like, you would not just go through and cut line by line based on you. You will go to the department heads and say, this is how much funding you get. You need to tell me where you can cut. So then it's not just you who don't know their departments deciding what's efficient and what's not.
Exactly. On reviewing them budgets, I think that the county council minimum should have the ability to cut library, airport.
And you're saying that as we're on public access.
Well, they know me. I've expressed it. And the reason is the fact that
you're not even saying, no, you would cut it.
No.
You're saying you want the ability to if you can. So let's clarify that.
Right.
I don't want nobody freaking out. You're saying you're cutting the library.
No. But the reason is the fact that there's no elected official on them boards.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And people need to always understand that, because that was one of the complaints about the furniture. Elected officials means you're responsible to me. Appointed official means you're responsible to whoever appointed you.
Well,
so you got to be real careful.
I'll stand up and scream in that I'm not a politician.
Okay.
I'm an elected official. Well,
that's going to be my next question. I've been on the blog, and a lot of people do think you're conservative, but right now the sentiment is no incumbents. You have already served 8 years as county council. You said you want to move to county commissioner for fresh eyes. How can you have fresh eyes if you're already a politician?
I'm not.
You've been on county council for 8 years.
I've been an elected official on county council for 8 years.
Okay, so are you saying that that does not automatically make you a politician?
No.
Oh, well, I guess I don't know the difference.
The only time that I would consider myself being a politician was when I asked my wife to marry me.
And she'll like that story. I appreciate you because even when I've asked you hard questions, seriously, personally, you have not been a politician and tried to avoid the answer, even when we've disagreed.
Oh.
You have strongly just said, this is my opinion, Melissa. You know, and I appreciate that because I'm tired of real politicians giving me the answer they think I want to hear, and I never really know if they're telling the truth.
Either that or they go to the other end of the pasture field and talk about something that's
totally unrealistic. I'm a great guy, and I'm pro-life, and I believe in God.
Right.
Yes,
I agree with you.
I appreciate all that sentiment because I'm, you know, I recognize those values, but yeah, I want to know what you're going to do for money.
Okay.
My money. And
well,
you have this list of things. One of the things that says stop outsourcing jobs. What?
Well, the Chamber of Commerce keeps promoting, and I really do believe that the most important thing today in this county is jobs.
Okay.
Creating new jobs and retaining existing jobs.
Do you agree government can't create jobs?
They're not near as much stimulus with government jobs as with the private sector.
I believe government can create an environment, but government does not create jobs. Do you agree with that? Only the private sector can create real jobs.
Depend upon a couple of your definitions of this and that and if and I and whatever, but if you're saying the government can hire people and pay them and that's a created job.
Yes, but at the taxpayer expense. So to me, it's not really creating a job.
It's going to catch up with you.
Right. Only the private sector, if I'm an entrepreneur and I have my own money, I think the government can provide an opportunity for businesses to want to come here.
Correct.
But they can't actually create jobs. So, okay, so we're on the same page.
And you know what? One of the things that a company looks at when they're talking about relocating or building a new plant or some of that type, you know what one of the things that they are interested in?
Well, if my John Stossel I watched the other night is correct, it would be regulations.
Regulations, okay. That's probably good. But another thing, there's a lot of different things that they look at. Go ahead.
He showed that some of the states that had regulations this thick for everything, and we think that's all for our safety. But that's doesn't create, nobody wants to come in and have to be told how far they can build this and do this.
Right.
So actually regulations actually hurt jobs. So that wasn't what you were going with, I guess.
Well, no, I mean, one of the things is, I mean, there are several different things, but I mean, one of them is the workforce that's available.
Right.
The schooling, the education of the workforce that's available.
Okay, that makes sense.
But one of the things that they look at, excuse me, is the cost of operating in this community.
Okay.
Through property taxes, through sales taxes, through local option income tax.
So how much they're going to have to pay just to run that?
Exactly.
And then probably regulations.
Right. So I mean, one of the very good attractions that you can have is lower taxes.
Lower taxes is good for everybody.
Now, I mean, I am in supportive of having shovel-ready sites, and
that means, I don't know what you just said, shovel-ready sites.
that means that you have a site that is can be built upon immediately, basically.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, that utilities are there, that the infrastructure is there, that roads and everything are there.
They just got to put what company they want in there, build the building, and we're good to go.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And this is some of the, I mean, I've been very fortunate on serving on a lot of different committees in my 8 years on the council that I think is an asset as far as being on the commissioners. And currently I'm on the transportation committee for the Alliance.
Okay.
And with roads, you're looking for growth patterns and everything out in the future. But there's raw ground, that ground is ready for development, that we need to extend utilities to.
Okay.
I mean, such as fire, sewer, some of that type. In the past, we've had some trouble in some areas with doing that, and other counties have done this, but then the private sector that still controls the land would increase the price because of having the utilities there. It makes the land more valuable.
Right.
So that's one thing that they're looking at now, if there should actually buy the ground, that a government unit, not necessarily the county, the city, or an example would be the airport. There's some ground in the airport area out there that the airport owns that could be used for industrial sites.
Maybe a motel or something.
That's true.
It's an airport.
Exactly. But this is something that needs to be stepped forward now to get that. Then you also, and I'm on the Alliance board, and which the Alliance is a organization which the city and the county works together financially to support, and they work with attracting and go to different trade shows and everything to have new companies, industrial, service-oriented companies, try to get them.
Okay, we got a little off tangent. How did this come back to outsourcing jobs?
Oh, okay.
That's where we started.
That's where we started.